So in this episode, we got a lot of cool stuff to look at. I'm not going to waste any time. Cue the intro. Hey guys, welcome back. So I am in a garage that I've been trying to get into for a long time. I'm super excited to share this video with you. I am here with Curtis.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Curtis.
I'm glad to have you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, thanks for yeah, and you know what? You are a Ford guy.
Yeah.
And you're kind of cross-dressing today.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd do this. You know, I did especially for you.
Yeah. Well,
and my Dodge buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Curtis, you've got an amazing shop with we've got lots to share here. There is some super cool vehicles. There's a ton of motors. I see superchargers, turbochargers. I see prochargers. Where do you want to start? Where would you like to start?
Well, I love building different things. I like putting motors together, and once you've had supercharger or turbocharge on, it's hard to go with anything less than that.
Yeah.
So I just have fun, and my son, he's into it. He's helping me work on stuff, and he's into cars too. So, and like on your last video there, I love it when the young guy is into cars, you know, and it doesn't have to be a car that we're necessarily like, but this kid is working on cars, and that's a cool truck that guy has.
Yeah, that last video, Carter was his name.
Yes, yeah, that is neat.
It's nice to see young kids, and it certainly is good for our hobby when young guys are taking off with all this older stuff. Yeah. You know what, Curtis? I think we got to start in the corner.
Sure.
We got to start with the Fairlane in the corner. So this is 66?
Yeah, 66 Fairlane. Bought it about 35 years ago, and it was a factory 394 speed car.
And it's not a factory 394 speed car anymore.
No, it's got 428 Cobra Jet and a lot of Super Cobra Jet stuff in it, Le Mans rods. ABS built the motor about 30 some years ago. And every time I drive it, it gets pounded hard.
Yeah.
And it just works well, and it's a lot of fun. Fun to drive, and it's an animal. Wow,
this is cool, and I like the fact that you drive them like you stole them. I mean, this is quite a violent car.
Yeah, this one is violent. It's heavy. It's got a 389 Nosler 9-inch in it, top loader 4-speed. I'm 11% overdriven. I make 11 pounds boost, and I can make a lot more boost if I wanted to.
Yeah, you can turn this up if you want. Yeah. Wow. And sorry, what kind of transmission was in there?
It's again? A top loader 4-speed.
It's a top loader 4-speed. It's got all the right pedals. And this one, I understand, less the motor is going to be in your son's garage too.
Yes, this actually isn't even my car anymore. Less the motor, and he's taken the car, and I'm giving him a 390 GT
to go with it.
To go with it, to put it back to stock.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. You're sharing some of the fun here. And he's a young hot rodder. He's, you know, he had a 5-liter not too long ago with a supercharger on it. He comes by this stuff honestly.
Yeah.
I see a lot of superchargers. We're going to get to a lot of this stuff, guys. I wanted to start with this car because it's really impressive. I'm glad that you kept it here for the video so we could share this with everybody.
Yeah, no, it's mean. It's fun to look at, and like I told you, all my GM buddies, they all seem to like the 66, 67 style Fairlanes, which is kind of neat.
Yeah,
they look like a Chevy 2 or something. They're kind of square, and
the lines on these cars. And I'm kind of a GM guy, but my very first car was a 68 Ford Fairlane. I've always been a fan of the stacked headlights and the lines on these 66, 67 cars.
Yes, yes. I didn't even know you had that, Gary. That's cool.
Yeah, that was my very first car. And that it very much resembles the one we're right next to here.
Yeah.
16, so this is another special car.
Yeah, I got a little good story about this car here, the 69 Trino. There's an old guy on your YouTube channel. Old guy. What's his name again? Old guy. Oh, Kelvin.
Calvin.
Yeah. Well, you got to realize this is 40-some years ago. Myself and Kelvin were cruising down 22nd Street in a 67 Chevelle 283 Power Glide. And we come up to this car, and we said, hey, that's a GT.
Yeah.
From behind, and it had a big canoe on the roof. I said, wow, that is ever neat. And then we slowly drove by the car, and we got up to the side here, and we saw it was a 428 Cobra Jet.
Yeah.
So we couldn't believe it, so we followed the guy home. Followed him up down the streets and down the alleys, and finally we pulled up behind him when he parked. I said, excuse me, sir, can we look at your car? He said, sure, you boys can. So we looked at his car, and I said, how long have you had it? He said, well, I bought it brand new from Dominion Motors. I said, well, that's neat. I said, do you want to sell it? He said, no, I don't want to sell it. I said, well, if you ever want to sell it, give me a call.
Yeah.
He says, okay. He took my number. I took his number. And he said, you boys come by for a Trino torture test someday, he said to us, exact words. And so, long story short, I would call him every 6 months, and then all of a sudden I'd see him at the Robbins Donuts back in those days, and we got to talking, and we would talk about the Trino, and then he said, come over to my place where I work, and I'd go over there, and we'd talk. And then we'd just meet for coffee, and we wouldn't even talk about the Trino. We just became friends.
So you befriended this fella.
Yeah, and we'd run into each other quite a bit, and about 34 years later after that, I met him in Costco. He said, Curtis, give me a call.
Uh-huh.
I said, is it a good call? He said, maybe. Well, I went and talked to him about the car, and he told me, well, first of all, I should say he's a pilot and an airplane mechanic.
Uh-huh.
And he says, you can't have two girlfriends, he says. I've really enjoyed the Trino for all these years, he says, but I'm really enjoying flying and doing more of that. He said, so it's time to let this one go.
Wow.
So I waited 34 years for it.
That is an incredible story. That is neat. I remember hearing this story from you and Kelvin years ago. And 34 years it took you to get this car, and it is pristine. It is all original. You're looking at an all original Cobra Jet 428. Can we look under the hood here?
Sure.
It is super nice. I'm trying to get back here so you guys can see it.
It's imagine trying to change the spark plugs on that motor.
Yeah. So that is a functional hood scoop on this one.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. A lot of the GTs did not have functional hood scoops, but this one does.
It does, but it's not original for this car.
Oh, okay.
I had another car like this at one time, and that's what it was for. And so anyways, I put it on here.
And do these also have the blinkers in the back of the scoop?
Yes, they do. That's
cool, yeah. That, you know, that is one feature I really like about these.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
The other thing, and this is going back to my own first car I ever owned, is the dash on these cars. I just love the 4 dash pods. I'm going to get a closer look here.
Yeah, this one here has a factory tack also.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And it's got one of the rarest options that you can get, and nobody has ever guessed what it is yet. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. This thing right here.
Oh.
The vacuum lines. I've never had a guess right yet.
So what is that, cruise control?
Nope. That is intermittent wipers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ford was sued in '69 because the guy invented how these. There's a show about it.
Yeah, a movie on that.
Yeah,
I
there's a
remember
movie on it. Anyways, that was in a '69 Lincoln in the movie, but this is a '69 Trino.
And
I've never seen one before.
wow, I haven't either. I assumed that was a cruise control. That is super cool, super rare piece.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got factory tack, and it's got power seat in it. And,
Power seats too.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get a look on this side.
I got to do a little bit of work on some of the vinyl here yet. It's starting to show its age.
Well, there's that dash that I just love, and it's got a factory tack in it. That's super cool. Nice green on green.
And I still use
Black
the
vinyl.
8-track.
Oh, you do? It works.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the color is called lime gold.
Lime gold, it's called.
Lime gold, yes.
With black vinyl and green interior. This is a pretty car. You've driven this a bit. I have seen this out.
Yeah, I take it for on long distances. It's really reliable.
Yeah.
I finally have all my cars are running and driving.
Yeah.
But this one's really reliable, and I can take it anywhere. So that's when I usually take on a long trip.
That's cool. One more vehicle in this shop to share with everybody. Then I want to scan your garage because we've got some super cool stuff in the garage. There's stories to tell about all these things. There's motors and transmissions and superchargers. It's a candy store in here. This vehicle here, tell me about this one.
Well, this one I tried to buy for 10 years. And the guy had the motor out of it, and he was rebuilding the motor. And I went there and I said, "Would you sell me your truck?" Remember, this has been 10 years asking him every year. I said, "I don't want your motor. I have a motor to put in it." And I finally made him a deal, made him the right deal, and I got this truck about a year and a half ago.
Wow.
And
it is super nice.
it was painted about 30 years ago, so it's got
years.
some
Wow.
dents and some few things done. But
it looks nice, Curtis. It looks super minty.
I had the interior done from a fellow in town here.
So this is new.
Yeah.
And it's done like the original?
Kind of close to the original. I didn't want to get too carried away.
It looks good. This is a Ranger.
Yeah.
What's in this one for a drivetrain?
This is a 428 Cobra Jet also.
Oh.
I had a spare one after I sold my Super Cobra Jet Mach 1 last year. So I had half of a scoop. And the reason I say half is only the scoop, it's not the air cleaner part, because these motors are off center, 1.5 inches. Okay. So I had to build a concoction. It's just for looks right now, but eventually I want to get it to actually ram air into it.
Oh.
So I had a Cobra Jet spare, so I threw it in here, and this, maybe your viewers could help me on this. It's an automatic right now, but since I sold my Super Cobra Jet 4-gear car, I'm thinking, should I make this truck into a 4-gear? So I have another top loader, and I'm thinking that would be fun, Cobra Jet 4-speed.
Yeah, in your truck.
In my truck.
That's doing things seriously. So certainly if anybody's watching, I'll help Curtis out with that question. If you're 4-speed, if there's enough 4-speed guys out there or should it stay C6?
C6, yeah. Yeah, I got the pedals, I got the linkage.
You got everything to do.
I've done it before on another truck like this, and it's pretty simple. So
cool.
I don't know. See what the guys say.
Yeah. Well, get some feedback from so anybody's watching, let us know. Send some comments. What should Curtis do with this? Can we look under the hood of this one?
You bet. I'll move this out of the way here.
So this is a Cobra Jet in this one too. You don't mess around. All your stuff it's all big block. Well, most of it.
Yeah, it's these three are all Cobra Jets. So
yeah, all 3 of them. Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice in there. I like that. A nice big Holly on there. What CFM is that?
That one's an 850 double.
850 double clipper. Yeah. And it's got all the right stuff. It's got power brakes. It's got power steering. Wow, and that shaker on there, that's cool on a truck.
You see how it's off-centered, and I
Yeah.
don't have it ramming air because I'd have to make some kind of thing, which I will yet.
Yeah.
But then I have to buy the bottom air cleaner stuff, and it all costs money.
Yeah,
But
very cool. You're a serious Ford guy. I like this. Wearing a Chevy shirt and a Mopar hat.
well, yeah,
Super nice.
I have
truck.
lots of fun, and I also like low buck stuff.
Yeah.
Like this 351 here, I bought from SGI for $275. It needed a piston, so I threw a piston in it, and I bought a $300 turbo kit off eBay. I traded Kelvin a toolbox for this turbo.
Uh-huh.
And I found a set of cheap aluminum heads, Chinese heads. I threw them on there. I did have to buy a blow-through carburetor, and I had it in my station wagon, and it was fun. At 60 miles an hour, she starts spinning the tires. So
Wow.
that's all it was for, is just to have fun, you know.
Yeah, budget. Big
budget
horsepower
build. Yeah. So
deal. That's cool.
and anybody can do this. This is really simple to do, and pretty inexpensive.
Wow, very cool. What do we got next to it? So that one is.
This one here is a little Thrill 2 that I had in the same station wagon. And it's a very, very fast little motor. That hits 7,000 RPM so fast you can't even
Yeah,
hold it back. So you got to make sure your rev chip's in there.
another violent.
Yeah, that one's violent. Anybody that had a ride in this, that is watching your channel, that's had a ride with this little 302, they got their eyes opened.
Like Brad, you were saying, our
Yeah.
buddy Brad, a mutual friend.
Yeah, Brad had a ride in that one, and Kevin had a ride in that one, and there's a bunch of other guys that couldn't believe it.
So the one next to it is actually slated for.
This is the 390 GT for that 66 Fairlane.
Yeah.
So
that's going to make its way into there, and then your son's going to take that home.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that one, yeah.
Another big block.
Yeah, a spare 460, that's Kevin's. He wants to play on that eventually.
And I see turbochargers and blower manifolds and a big collection of cylinder heads,
Well, you
cast and aluminum, and
gotta find stuff when it's a good deal, you gotta grab it.
yeah,
And that's part of the car hobby, I guess. So.
it is. And okay, we've got two really special ones here. Tell us about this engine right here.
Well, this engine was actually in my Lightning truck. It's a 429 Super Cobra Jet block, and I built it as a 460. And it had a turbocharged with an 80 mil turbo. And I got a little carried away one day, and I was playing around with timing and boosting and meth injection and stuff, and I over boosted it, and I popped two pistons. So I looked up, and the Probe Industries were no longer in business. It made my pistons. So I did what any hot rodder would do. Instead of buying two pistons, I bought a complete rotating assembly. That's proper, right?
That's the proper thing to
So
do.
I bought a 545 cubic inch kit balanced already to bolt right in it. So
And that's it up there.
that's it there, yeah. So that's where it's going to go, and
So this is going to be 540 inch
545 inch, yeah.
with the supercharger.
No, it's a 671. It's a little small
yeah.
for that, but the supercharger is going to go on a 351 Windsor.
Oh, okay. You've
Yeah.
got a different plan for that.
I got a different plan for that right now, but who knows? I changed my mind.
Well, you got lots of toys to play with here.
Yeah, and you know, this blower I bought well over 30 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, brand new, never been used, just been sitting. I don't know why, saving it for the right time, I guess, but then I've been playing with turbos and stuff for the last 10 years. I built 4 turbo vehicles,
Yeah.
so I've been having fun with that. And but after watching Mark run his Falcon at the track,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I really like that Windsor with the blower.
Yeah, yeah. There's another one here. There's another.
Yeah,
engine.
that one's quite a
That was
motor. That thing
was
is
a race car engine. That was
Yeah, this thing here used to leave a line with the wheels 3 feet in the air. And this is a 521 cubic inch engine. And this used to be in a station wagon with wood grain on the side, and everybody would probably know the one.
Yeah.
It used to run 10s without nitrous and 9s with nitrous. So, and after he started building, Raymond started building bigger motors and stuff, I bought all his used parts. So every year something would come up, and then I'd buy it, and then everything's been checked over, and everything's ready to go. So
that was in Ray's race car at one time.
Yeah.
Do you have a home for that? Have you thought about where that's going to go?
Well, I think I'm going to sell this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm going to sell this one because I want to buy some Causey heads.
Oh, okay.
For the 545. So
what cubic inch is this one here?
521.
That's a 521.
Yeah.
And it's, I think Kelly, you built that one,
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He does it. He takes so much care and stuff when he builds stuff. So
he is very meticulous. He's built stuff for me as well.
He's done my rear ends, and he's done transmissions and and motors and stuff. So it's very trustworthy.
And the Chevelle is built by Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a proven race engine right there.
Yeah.
That may be for sale.
It's got a big solid roller in it, and I mean, it's got the factory cast iron heads that are ported out and worked, and we figured it out. It's probably making around 650 horse.
Wow.
So, which is pretty good for a cast iron head motor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And ran 10s and 9s with spray.
Yeah, 125 shot. That's all it took to run into the 9s.
Wow.
3,600 pound car.
Wow. Yeah, it was a wagon.
Yeah.
I got to scan your garage here because there's so much to see. You do collect valve covers.
Yeah, I'm always looking for valve covers. I need some AMC valve covers, and I need some anything vintage and old looking or cool looking, all models, all makes.
So there's the part of the valve cover collection.
Yeah.
I got to point this out here because this kind of blows my mind. Talk about rare stuff in Curtis's garage.
Don't tell anybody about that.
You got the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa hanging on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. Keep that down low, you guys. Don't tell anybody.
We don't want any environmentalists coming on.
Yeah, throwing stuff at it.
Splashing stuff on the painting, but that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna walk around.
Sure,
here
come around.
There's more to see. There's just every time I look somewhere, I'm seeing more. Dr. Pepper button way up in the ceiling.
That's an original sign.
Is that right?
I had it touched up from a fellow I know, and that Dr. Pepper one is original, 1962.
Oh wow!
And it was all sitting in the bush and all faded.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an original bottle cap.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. We've got transmissions and oh, there's something we can't miss here on the counter.
Oh.
There's this here. Tell us about this.
Oh, that's an F3 pull charger. That's not mine, that's Kevin's.
Yeah.
And I've been just playing with it, trying to think of some little brackets and stuff to make it fit onto a Ford. And it's a little too big for me, but it's just fun playing around. But we're going to put it on a big block Chevy. We have the front drive for it, and it won't fit in a 55 Chevy. So we got a side slinger brackets for it, so we're going to run it off the side. And so that's what we're going to keep it under the hood, is the whole goal. Because he has a flamed hood and no holes cut in it yet.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of just using this. And I mean, this is capable of 2,700 horsepower.
Yeah, that'll support 2,700 horse.
You know,
it's all going into a 55 Chevy, 572, big block. And there's the blow-through carb, the big, and that's
a Holly Sniper. This is the big.
That's what you're kind of.
This is the big guy. Yeah. This isn't mine. I got my own Sniper stuff here, and I'm trying to figure out how all the wiring goes. And that's why I have it here, and I'm trying to figure out when I do my blow-through, when I get my Sniper. But this is like, there's no boosters here, eh? So it's like 1,550 CFM it'll flow.
Wow.
Nothing in the way. Yeah, it's So that'll be going with this Pro Charger. I got to bring it back to him once I was done working here.
Once you figure out what you're trying to
Yeah,
do there for
yeah.
your blow-through setup. Wow. Curtis, very impressive. Very impressive. And there's a mezzanine up there. That's the thinking spot. And it's more of the valve cover collection here. I see some big block Chevys there. So yeah, you've got, and it's not just Ford, it's all kinds of.
Oh yeah, I got Mopar. You know what these green ones are here?
Oldsmobile? No.
Yeah.
Is that Oldsmobile?
Well, that's a 215 aluminum block.
Ah, there you go.
I have a set of aluminum heads for that motor.
Oh, you do?
I was always going to build a little 215, like a Rover engine or whatever, into a Mini or something.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I can't be friends with Kenny Bird without having a few cans.
Yeah. Oh, there's your can collection. I almost missed that. If you didn't.
They're
point
not
that
a
out.
lot.
You got a lot more than me. You got a nice can collection. I think I have 12 cans. And you've got to have 50 there?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Wow. Impressive, Curtis. Gosh, thank you very much.
Wow, I'm glad you finally got to be able to come out here.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've been wanting to come and see your stuff for a long time. You've got the most impressive collection and of cars, motors, transmissions, valve covers. You got everything here, including the Mona Lisa.
Well, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, remember, this has been 40 years of collecting stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
you've been doing this forever.
yeah. So you come again. I have a bunch of stuff parked in the Quonset.
Yeah, you got more cars. There is more to see.
There's more to see. So stay tuned for
Yeah.
spring.
Well, thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Gary.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode. This was a special one. I've been looking to get on the camera on Curtis's stuff for a long time. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys next time.